So tell me a bit about working on Chicago PD. First of all, what is it that you like so much about this show?
You know, for me, it always starts with the character. And, the stories are great, but the stories kind of happen. And, but it's all from the character. So it's always an interesting thing. To me, it's like an intimate relationship. It's almost like a marriage, particularly when you do a TV series, because I spend so much time. Sometimes I spend more time with Voight than I do with Jason. So it's an interesting, I try to learn from him, and I try to, let him be open to learn from me. So like any good relationship, we affect each other, and it's a very intimate. I even sleep with him.
Yesterday you were telling us about the Ridealongs. Can you tell us a bit more about that and the preparation you do in Chicago?
Well, that's a lot, but I can tell you that, I remember when I actually went on a safari in Africa, and it was, amazing and fantastic and all this, but there was like a little jackrabbit that I saw. I mean, I saw leopards and I saw all kinds of stuff, but there was this jackrabbit, and he gave me a look like, I can't do it, but it's like, and this wild animal, and he's just a jackrabbit, and I'm telling you that it was a little disconcerting, maybe even a little scary. And I saw in some of the really bad neighborhoods, I saw young people, 14 years old, that looked at me with the same kind of death. And kind of almost like, I saw this one guy looked at me, young boy. And I mean, I grew up in New York, I've been around. But he gave me a look, and I swear to God, I felt like this guy, he could have killed me right there and not even remembered it when he ate dinner. So there's a level of violence and kind of savage aspect, not just in Chicago, but to crime. So being able to see that, to really, really get into it. And these were ride-alongs that actually I wasn't supposed to go on because they were too dangerous. But I have friends who are cops, and I'm talking about tough guys. So it's an interesting thing to kind of marinate, and it's not just seeing the things, it's really just being around them. I hope that wasn't too long-winded.
No, that's good.
But
how do you, when you're in Chicago, when the show is screened, do you watch it with the other cast members, with your family? Do you not watch it?
No, I watch it. I rarely get to watch it live on TV because I'm usually working. But I try to. And sometimes I'll have a screening. But, and my family, unfortunately, lives in, we live in Malibu, in Los Angeles. And I work in Chicago, so any opportunity, so it's just a lot of work. It's very busy, but.
How do you find, you've been doing this for a long time, do you find that the lines have been blurred more between film acting and TV acting, that maybe the stigma that was on TV actors 30 years ago is going away, or do you feel, how do you feel about that?
I think so, but I don't really think that way. Whether I'm doing a tiny little film for somebody who's trying to get a break and I have some free time, or whether you do something where you're getting paid lots of money, a big production, or you're on a series, it's all the same. To me, you try to make it as real, and each, medium is different, and each kind of genre is different. But, you try to, my job is to act, and each job, requires something differently. How people perceive it or what they consider, that's up to them. I've never really thought in those terms, It's just, I just try to show up and find out what happens,